Hello, this is Dr. Steele. Today I want to talk to you about glucose slash sugar levels that we want and we prefer for diabetics or people with diabetes because we have followed people through time and we have noticed that if we have this level, especially in the morning, and I'm going to explain why, patients do well. In other words, they increase their longevity and they decrease their risk for complications. Knowing that, even though that happens, we're still getting older. So we're not going to live forever. But at the same time, it's about quality of life and extending our life, longevity as much as we can. So let me express first why do we want the morning sugar to be controlled? So during the day, as you already know, the body is being used, right? We're awake, we're eating, we're working out. If we exercise, we're moving. And that means that we are actually injuring the body in a certain way because every time we walk, there's microfractures. We don't see them, but they're there. There's things when we rub our skin against something, there's micro injuries, etc. As well as we eating, drinking, and those things are, in a way, dirtying our vessels, right? Their food is going through our vessels, especially the arterial system, and they're being somewhat damaged, dirty, what have you. So during the night, now everything changes. The body is supposed to be rebuilding, repairing itself, and cleaning itself. So it's important for us to have normal sugars, especially when we're sleeping, so the body can heal itself, repair itself, and clean itself. But what happens is if you have diabetes, uncontrolled, that is not working, right? With the sugar is high all the time, 24/7, and that leads to problems because the body is not healing right, it's not repairing itself right, and it's not cleaning itself right. Remember again that diabetes is not just a sugar problem, also known as little particle glucose problem. It's also everything that we eat. Your amino acids, meaning your proteins, are not being utilized correctly. That's why people that are uncontrolled, they lose muscle mass. And of course, your fats are not being utilized correctly. So insulin is not just a sugar hormone, it's a metabolic hormone that helps only not only use but also absorb, use, and let those ingredients or those things that we need to be alive go to where they need to go. To simplify things, there's more to it, but just to simplify things. But at the same time, the levels that I recommend in the morning more than any other time, there are different numbers, but the numbers, the easy ones to remember, it could be, it should be from 80 to 130 in the morning. Now, sometimes as we get older, we're already 70, 80, we can say 70 to 150, but 80 to 130 would be the preferred number. Not every single day, but most days, right? There's no such thing as every day has to be that. But if you have most of the days of the week, of the month, of the year, between 80 to 130 in the morning, when you wake up, you're controlled. And sometimes I get a little bit more room. I can also say at 150, and I'm going to say 150 because 153 is an A1C of 7%. And 7% comes from how much blood is attaching itself to the red blood cell, like a donut. How much is it being glazed? Because sugar is high in your blood system. So that sugar, that's the red cells being exposed to those glucose molecules. And let's say they're being glazed, is attaching to that molecule, hemoglobin. But that's a scientific thing that I want you to get into. I just wanted you to know that lucky seven, is the number that we want to achieve. Of course, if you're very young, 6.5% of the saturation of how much sugar is attaching itself to the red blood cell, to the blood. But once we get older, like you're already 80 years old, as long as you're less than 8%. But let's just say 7%. So 7% is equals to 153 milligrams per deciliter, the glucose, right? So long story short, I just want you to remember those numbers. I want you to understand why we want the morning numbers to be